welcome to the Drive Time Podcast. I'm Alfred Barnes.
Now live in studio with the live studio audience.
The cheering goes on for 36 seconds. This feels like the audio's a little too long. I'll fade it out. Perfect fade out.
Perfect fade out.
Hard cut.
What, you don't have the sliders on your keyboard? You can't slide?
Yeah, I need to get the whole soundboard, the whole mixer set up.
Dude, alright, speaking of that, have you ever seen a mixer?
Yeah.
What? There's no way all of those buttons do something. There's no way.
I have two, like a small, 4-channel mixer and then a bigger 8-channel mixer, and it's like, you'll twist knobs, and you're like, I'm listening to this, I don't think it's doing a whole lot.
Anytime I've ever been to a show, too, they're always like, there's always like a piece of tape that's like, twist this one on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like set this to 7. Set this to turn on. You can tell it's because nobody knows how the whole thing works, and they're just
exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to shoehorn it or make it easier for themselves. But so we are here virtual again, Alan Parker.
Right.
Because our schedules be crazy.
They do.
But yeah, Parker's dog sitting right now. Parker, how's that been?
It's been pretty good. The parents just have one dog now, so it's not too crazy. But it is what it is. So that's kind of sad. Yeah, let's start the podcast off with that.
That's a downer. I didn't know about that. That must be recent.
Yeah, but did you ever meet Buddy?
Yeah, at the dinner parties. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
good
gone.
mutt. Dang.
He's good. He was a good dog.
We're calling this episode R.I.P. Buddy.
Chilling. Let me see if I can get a shot of Lucky.
Oh, there you go. First dog on drive time.
Just hanging out. Not too much going on. The huge feeding, walks.
Mm-hmm.
You got dogs.
Yeah, I've taken them for some walks. Sometimes I'll chuck them out the door and hope they don't come back, but they keep coming back.
Here, Falcons. Here, Hawks. Here.
Dude, no, I will say, Stella, the smallest one, she's only 8 or 9 pounds, and I looked up, I was like, how much can a bald eagle lift? And it was 7.5 pounds, and I was like, that's close. That's really close. If I got to keep feeding Stella so she doesn't get abducted.
That's hilarious. Well, do you think there's a hawk training guy in your neighborhood with the opposite problem?
Oh, yeah.
Put him back.
Oh,
do you think that's the weirdest hobby, falconry?
Falconry? I think it's got the coolest name.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's... Because who do you talk to get into that? How do you get a falcon?
I think it's like you're at a punk show and you see a guy there with a falcon and you're like, whoa. And he's like, hey man, I think you got the stuff. Come to the coops after the show where they keep.
Yeah, that's like the guys you see that are really good with a whip. They're at the Renaissance fair or whatever. Or festival, and they're always going
always a whip guy. Always a whip.
It's always not a lot of diversity in the whip game. Maybe it is a generational thing. But yeah, no, I just don't know how, who do you buy a whip from? I guess you can get it off the internet now, but people have been doing that for a while. How do you get into the...
I feel like you can buy samurai swords and shit though. You can probably buy whips,
Yeah, but samurai swords are cool.
Right. But there are in Elden Ring, there are whips. So, I don't know.
Are there also slaves in Elden Ring?
I feel like you tried to whip a guy in a full suit of armor, though, you get fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be at the exact right distance for it, for a whip to actually do anything. Because if you hit him too close, it'll just kind of wrap around him, which might work, I guess. Or if you're too far away, you're not going to hit him. So there's I feel like there's a foot window that you have to hit him. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. It seems like a flawed weapon. Did they not have sticks back in the day?
They did. They had spears. I think whips.
No, I just mean for using whips for the slave purposes. Is it just so they didn't have to get off their horses and stuff? Because it doesn't
I
feel
think it
like.
just hurts way more.
Yeah, it does, but you have to like train with a whip. You don't have to train with a stick. You can just bop somebody with it. You know.
That's true. Um,
Why would you give yourself more work just to hit somebody?
they had a lot of free time back in the day. That's the thing. They didn't
Well, yeah,
have
they didn't have to work the
Facebook.
fields. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So they had they had time to practice.
Yeah, I understand that like land was exponentially cheaper back then, and also nobody like owned it when people got to America,
Right.
or like the Europeans came to America. But at the same time, I feel like it is a lot easier to expand your empire when you don't have to pay the labor. Like it's like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that would make it so much easier. Like
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay them. You do have to feed and house them though.
that's true, but I don't know if there was like unions back then, so I feel like you didn't have to provide the best accommodations. Although, do you think there was one guy who like took really good care of them, and they were like, "Dude, I would love to go over to his farm,
He like
his
leaves little
plantation."
chocolates under their pillows and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying with us.
Yeah,
Leaving is
thank you.
not an option, but we do appreciate your hard work,
Come on, guy. Like they're like not worried. He's like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on,
dude.
fellas.
That's a sketch. It's like the employer throwing a pizza party on a plantation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, we were hoping for freedom, but I mean, you didn't even get soda. Like,
That's hilarious. Yeah, we didn't
uh,
even get beer or anything.
yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.
We were hoping to not get beat, but I guess
So about our
stuffed crust is
freedom.
good.
Also, imagine trying to you move up north and and you know you get freed. You move up north, right? Who believes
Yeah.
you, dude? Who
Oh,
believes that?
that you got freed? Yeah. They're
Yeah,
like, where are the other ones? He just let one go? Like,
I just
it's
that
like,
one.
all right.
Yeah, that's the lottery back in the day,
Yeah.
or that's their incentives. No, the Romans
Speaking,
used to do that a lot, though. Weirdly enough, it like that's the thing is like American slavery was like specifically horrific. Like a lot of Roman slaves is like you would be a slave until you're like 50 years old or whatever, and then they'd like free you and they give you like a little bit of money too, and like that was what was seen as like the right thing to do. But because they're just conquering so many people, they're just constantly getting like new slaves. You know what I mean?
it is kind of funny to have a pension plan with slavery.
Yeah,
Like,
a 401k.
yeah, yeah. Look, if you we're just gonna set a little something aside right now, but it'll be worth something in a couple years. You just watch. You know,
Yeah,
we think
yeah,
at
yeah.
the at the current interest rates, you could be sitting on a nice little plot of land. Maybe even get a slave of your own.
Well, that's what they did at the end of Reconstruction. Is they gave them all like a little bit of land, and they're like, "You're free now, but I need my grain every week." You know.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, like, yeah, and like with slavery in America, a lot of them ended up just like working at the same plantation for money, which that has to be
Exactly.
like a really awkward. Like you got to ask for a raise, and the guy's like, "I guess I did whip the shit out of you back in the day. I should.
You have to
What's
do a
another
job
nickel?"
interview. You probably
Yeah,
have to
you
do a
have to
job interview
re-interview.
too. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, well,
yeah.
the
What are your
plantation owner's like,
qualifications? It's like Bob.
I used to have a guy that did this for free. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh,
yeah, that was
that's
me.
that
That was me.
that
George
was me,
Washington.
Bob.
Like,
Yeah. Dude, also I just read something like people were always like, "Oh yeah, he's a slave owner," but everyone was a slave owner back then. But like he was like a really bad one too.
George
Like
Washington.
like he like a lot of people like wanted him to free like specific slaves or whatever, and he was just like, "Nah, nah, dog, nah." And
That's
like
my
some of
good
them,
one.
the ones that escaped, he would like hunt them down for the rest of their lives or whatever. Which is not good. Not good, JW.
but he went across the Hudson River or whatever.
The
That famous
Delaware,
picture.
right?
Yeah, the Delaware. That's what it is, not the Hudson. But
Right. And also, like it's funny to imagine him too. He's like crossing, and the picture guy's like, "Hold on a second, wait up, I gotta finish this painting real quick."
George, I need you to look forward. No, it's not powerful if you're looking down, buddy. Chin up. Chin up.
Yeah, chin up. Oh, all right. So what do you think? We gotta talk about it. Biden's out.
Mm.
Trump almost got shot. Biden's out. It's probably gonna be Kamala.
Tom.
Kamala.
What's his nickname for Kamala?
That I was just about to ask you that too. I don't know. Does he have one for Kamala?
He probably has one that he doesn't say on stage very often.
uh,
Those are his two
yeah.
favorite groups of people.
She's like half Indian, right?
I don't
So
know. I know she used to be in a throuple. That was the
what?
thing. Yeah, she was dating. There's like pictures of her on the red carpet. She was dating Montel Williams. You know, the Money
What?
Mutual guy, and he also like
Yeah.
played basketball or whatever. But yeah, hold on, I'll pull up a picture. Montel Williams and Kamala. I think it's Montel Williams. Yeah, dude, Montel Williams. That is crazy because like the only thing I actually know him from is the Money Mutual commercials, but
Okay.
he's done much more than that. I don't know if you remember. He's like with Money Mutual, even you can prevent forest fires.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
do my
are
own
you doing
separate
any?
research into this.
Yeah, yep. This is good
Um.
for the podcast.
Oh.
But hold on.
Um. No. What do you think? All right. Trump's nickname for Kamala. Okay. I got one. Okay. She's half Indian, so how
Okay.
about call center Kamala? No.
That's not bad. That's not
Didn't like
bad.
didn't like that one very much. Okay.
No, I did. I did enjoy it. I chuckled. Did I cut out? I chuckled.
I called up their campaign. They said I called them up. They said my name's Bob, but the accent was not of a Bob. It was not a Bob accent.
But good news, I got a prince coming over. Got a prince. Got an email from a prince.
That would be great. Yeah.
He's a real
I met
prince. I
him.
just had
The
to send him
Prince of Nigeria.
$600. He's got millions, but it's tied up. He needs
I said
$600 to get access
Nigeria.
to it.
That's really what you guys are gonna call it? Well, you guys can call it whatever you want.
Apparently, I've been saying the name wrong for a while.
Yeah, I mean Algeria was named after a guy named Al. So
Was it really?
no, I have no idea.
No, I was hoping.
All those countries too. Like if you look up what it means in like the language, it's there. None of them are cool. It's always like
Yeah, it's like land
the
of
land,
water.
the land of trees. It's like okay, you know,
The land beside the sea.
America's after America's go Vespucci baby.
Mm-hmm.
After the big boss,
The boss.
the boat.
Rick Ross, of course, is who we're talking about.
Are you a big
Ricky
Wingstop
Rose.
guy?
Who?
Are you a big Wingstop guy?
Oh, I don't think I've had it actually. Is it good?
I think it's all right. I think it's literally just faster Buffalo Wild Wings is how I describe it.
Yeah, dude, I tried to get Buffalo Wild Wings on Friday, and I looked. Nobody came over. I was in the to-go area. Nobody came over for like 20 minutes. And then I look around the corner, and like the to-go checkout thing is just piled full of boxes, like of backed up orders and stuff. And I was like,
Ugh,
yeah, I'm not getting wings today. So I
that's
left.
hilarious.
Oh, Jackie and I saw that new Twisters movie on Friday.
Okay,
It
what's
was fun.
Twisters?
It's about this. So I guess it's a sequel to the original Twister movie that came out in 1996. So it was Twister. Now it's Twisters, plural.
Okay,
and it's about this chick who is trying to stop tornadoes by using this like absorbent material or whatever. And it is, I thought it was dumb. A lot of people really liked it. I thought it was kind of a dumb movie because every time there's a tornado, they'll be like, we got to chase the tornado. And then it's like, but it's heading for that town. We need to go help the people. And they're in Oklahoma. Like, they're in
Right.
Tornado Alley. And every time they get to the town, every person is acting like they have no idea what to do in a tornado situation.
Exactly.
Like, they're totally and it's like, how do they not have? We do tornado drills in Maryland. How do these people that live in Tornado Alley not have a tornado drill in place?
Right.
Yeah. See, Parker's not
Well,
paying
how do they
attention.
not know what
He's
to
doing
do?
gambling right now. Parker's gambling hard on the internet right now. I can hear him clicking away.
How do you
The
know?
mail lady's here.
How did you know?
I can hear the clicks. Hold on. Let me see if I can flip my. Oh, I can't flip it around. The lady who delivers my mail is here. She's got the radio blasting. She is not in what I would call a uniform. It looks like she's wearing some Lululemon shorts and a pink tank top. Or no, it's a pink deep cut V-neck. V-neck.
Oh wow.
She's been my mail lady since I was like a kid, and my parents don't like her because she like goes through our mail and would like read. She'd be like, "Yeah, I was reading through some of your stuff the other day, and I saw the boys are in Cub Scouts. How's that going?" And like do stuff like that.
Oh
We're like,
my
please,
god,
please stop doing that. Yeah, she
that's
is.
like a felony, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you're. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I'm like pretty sure. And yeah, she would like ask us questions about her mail, and then she was like, "Well, it looked a little overcast, so I just I put the package in your car." And I'm like, "Don't go in the car. Like, please stop. Like, don't do that."
This lady, she needs to be fired. All right, I'll stop the gambling too. That's enough gambling.
But also, I felt like there was like they were trying to make it like the main character, this woman, she was like this empowered woman, and she knew where the tornadoes were going to be before anybody else, and you know all that kind of stuff. She had like this sixth sense, but then she had given up on her dream because like a bunch of her friends died chasing this one tornado, and immediately,
Wait. Chasing like there's like a like it's Jaws. Like there's like a named tornado that they're
dude, it does
chasing.
feel like Jaws. Like it's like everything's fine. They went to a rodeo and everything was okay, and then they're like some confetti fell down, and she's like, the way it blew, and then she like looked into the horizon, and she's like, there's a
No,
storm coming. Like, dude, there was so like
it falls in a little spiral.
yeah. Part of the like recurring themes of the movie is they'd be at some event somewhere, or they'd be doing something, and then they'd be like a tornado. It was like the tornadoes were hunting them. Like it was like
That's insane. That's awesome though. The
I
tornadoes
think
are
yeah, I think if it didn't take itself so seriously, it would have been good. But it wasn't
right.
like it wasn't a thriller because it didn't feel like there was like an impending sense of doom, even though there was like constant tornado. I don't know. Jackie liked it. Jackie's sister liked it. Most of the people I've talked to actually have liked it, but I give it like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Like
Have you seen
it's
the
fine.
OG? The
I have
OG?
not. No, that might make me like it more, but I don't think Jackie has
Yeah, you
either.
probably
So
didn't get all the deep callbacks. You're
yeah.
like, wait, there was a tornado in the first one too.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah. Whoa. Actually, the tornadoes
Whoa.
in this film were spinning counterclockwise, which is actually contrary.
I bet there is some fucking like nerdy reason for which way tornadoes spin too. That's to do with like the
Yeah, some
spinning of
kind of
the earth or
pressure
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it could be. I don't know.
No,
I like
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no. I was just because like Jackie's dream. She's like, I want to see a tornado in person. I'm like, that is actually not one of my dreams because
Yeah,
if you
I
can
want to
see
see a
it,
nuclear bomb go off in person. It's
yeah,
like, no, you
yeah.
don't.
I always want to see that mushroom cloud with my 3D glasses. How
Right.
far away were they when they like tested the ones in America? When they like tested the bombs? Because they did like some nuclear tests in like the desert and shit. Is that it? Was that in America? Was that like Texas or Mexico or something?
What'd you say? Sorry. I just got a work text. Sorry about that.
It's fun. No, I was just saying when they tested like the nuclear bombs, because they did it like the desert or something. I think in America, I don't know,
Right.
but like, how far away were they? Did they know how big the explosion was going to be? Because they hadn't done it before. So like, I know there's probably some math they can figure out, but at the same time, it's also a new thing, you know. So like,
Yeah, I think they they had like every scientist in the world there, so they probably just figured out the safe distance and like doubled it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah, that
they
could
also
be.
thought it might have like ignited the atmosphere, which doesn't make any sense to me. But okay, but they still did
What
the
does that?
test. That's like hilarious.
What does that mean? Like,
I
there's
think
because
it
there's
meant it
like
would burn up all of the oxygen like in the world, and so everything would just die. That's not a tree.
they thought that was going to happen.
They thought there was like a possibility of that happening. Yeah, and they're
It
like,
seems like a
"Fuck it, dude."
pretty. It seems like a pretty major gamble.
Right. I mean,
Like,
what are you
also,
gonna do?
aren't
You just spend all this time making the bomb, you know?
yeah? I'm not going to not blow it up, but
Right.
you know, it could be some downsides.
Did you ever
It's
watch
like
Oppenheimer?
no, I didn't. I'm just imagining it's like you take an edible before you go to a baby shower because you forgot you're going to a baby shower, and it's like, well, I heard they're gonna have a charcuterie board. I'm not gonna not go, but like
And Al's gift for the baby shower was gonna be being sober here, but turns out he didn't follow through on that one. Uh,
yikes.
yikes. Um, what so what do you think about this election, dog? Who do you think's got it now?
I think Trump definitely had it before Biden died, and I think he still has it now. Unless the DNC nominates somebody other than Kamala, because Kamala's not popular with anyone.
Yeah, the
Like,
Vegas. I was checking the Vegas odds. Trump's even further ahead according to Vegas now. But
well, getting shot is kind of cool.
dude, I mean, yeah. I
Like,
wonder. I think you know what could happen though if they have a debate. Like, I think that could change it. So I actually went back
yeah,
and watched some of like Trump's debate highlights from 2016, and he really has like lost a step too. It's just that Biden like
lost a much bigger
completely,
step.
yeah, like
Yeah,
he is also like not doing nearly as well as he used to. Like if you go
yeah,
watch those Trump highlights from 2016, he is like he is on the money, you know. And then if you watch the debate now, he's like, yeah, he's getting older too.
yeah. It's almost like they were both too fucking old to run for office. I don't understand how there's an age minimum and not an age maximum.
Because people used to die before this would be a
Yeah, that's true.
problem.
Yeah, no, they probably. I wonder when they started figuring out about dementia because I feel like nobody was getting dementia when they were dying at 45 or 50.
Well, Reagan got dementia pretty bad
Yeah,
too, and so did FDR. Supposedly, I didn't know that. I knew he was crippled, but supposedly towards his end, he was
yeah.
starting to get a little kooky as well.
FDR also did. Didn't he do 3 terms? He did 12
Yeah,
years as president. That's
goat.
crazy. Yeah, the
He's the
goat.
goat. Terms. How many terms?
I know, dude. I feel like Trump, if he wins a second time, I think he's going to try to run for a third time. Like you can't, but I think he's going to try to.
I think he's gonna win though.
Oh no, I think he is too.
Uh, here's a good question. If you could make one change, this isn't serious, by the way. One change to the election process for fun, what would it be?
Hmm. For fun, if it's for fun, we all vote in a
Yeah.
moon bounce. If it's what I think would actually make things better, you instead of just voting for one person, you put your first, second, and third choice because that's the only way any third party candidates will ever win. Is if you have multiple, like, if you're like, this is my number one choice, this is my number two choice, because then with the
Okay,
averages,
okay, okay. That's enough nerd speak for the podcast. I was gonna say, what's that old game where they would have like the woman behind like a curtain and they'd have to ask the contestants questions? You
oh,
know what I'm
like the
talking
dating
about?
show,
The dating show. I think
yeah,
that's what it should be. Is
yeah,
candidate number
but
one.
you would have to like
I
not know who they are because like if you
yeah.
hear somebody on the other side, they're like, "What would I do?" You're like, "Oh, that's Donald
Well,
Trump."
it's like Mr. Trump. The question was, what will we do on a first date? Not go to Mexico. I'm telling you, it's a dump. It's a dump. No Mexican restaurants. No.
That is yeah. That would be so funny. Like,
What was
uh,
funny this past week though was all of these people like endorsing Biden. Like AOC came out and it was like, "I am 100% on board. Biden is going to be the next president of the United States." And then he drops out, and then she just immediately like, "I'm 100% on board. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is going to
yeah,
be the next." It's like, all right, you guys,
dude, I don't trust anybody that 100% endorses either candidate, either of those
right?
candidates. Between Trump and Biden, no, you don't like either of them. Nobody likes either of them. It's just the
Exactly.
choices we were presented with.
Like he can't even do the drain the swamp thing anymore. He's like, "I'm going to drain the swamp." It's like you didn't though. You didn't
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. I'm gonna
Swamp's
refill
still
the
there.
swamp, and then I'm gonna re-drain it. There's gonna be a refilling and then a draining.
How about this? How about this is what I think would actually be a good change. This is back during like both primaries, right?
Okay,
Both people have to have a primary, and there has to be a talent show for all of the contestants, right? It
okay.
can be
I like it.
singing, it can be spinning plates, it can be stand up. Trump probably just go up there, you know,
Just do a type five.
type five, dude. Little improv. But I
So
think
you
that
think
would
there
be
should be
fun.
more? There should be more pageantry. Is
Exactly.
what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I think there should be a swimsuit element of
Yeah, yeah.
the
I want the
American
candidates'
president.
parents to be like, smile,
Yeah,
smile.
put your flippers
Let's.
in. Put your flippers in.
Mommy didn't pay for
Um,
those teeth for you to not smile, honey. Like, oh, dude,
Give me one sec.
yeah, go off, King. Let me see. Let me drop some fire audio while you're doing that to fill the. What do we have? What do we have? Let's. Oh, transition 5. This feels like a winner. Hold on. I'm gonna play it. Oh, the audio's down because I turned it down for the killer fade out earlier. All right, let's try one more time for the audio. That was
I like
ominous.
that.
That felt like there was a tornado in the distance. That's what that felt like. A twister.
Did they
I ca-
name the tornado though? Is there a name for the tornado? Is it like the
no,
big one?
no. I do wish that they did like because you know how outside of in Zombieland and there's like no zombie movies where they say the word zombie. Like
Right.
that's like a kind of a recurring thing across. I wish they did that with tornadoes. They like made their own. They're like oh god, there's spirals on the loose. There's a bunch of spinners coming.
This
Like
is a
how they
size
call them
10
walkers
whirly
in The Walking
dirly.
Dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Do they have magnitudes for tornadoes?
Yeah, but according to the film, it's rated like wind speed is obviously so if it's over 200 miles an hour, it's like an E4 or an E5 or something. But most of the ratings apparently has to do with the destruction, so it's not rated until post whirligig.
That's that sucks.
Yeah,
That does
yeah,
suck.
yeah. But I don't.
Um,
And I was talking to Jack about this. I don't understand people who live in areas that are super prone to natural disasters. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's like a 70% chance you lose half your shit to a tornado or all your
but
shit.
that's the whole thing. It's not 70%. It's they go when they're selling the house. It's some retail. It's some real estate lady. Like
Yeah.
so, due diligence. I have to let you know. There has been in the past century 2 tornadoes that have struck this location, but so the chances are super low. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah,
go,
yeah, yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Good
And how
news
much is the
though,
house? ten
in-home
thousand
movie theater in the
dollars.
basement. So while everybody
Yeah,
else is
yeah,
dying, you're watching
yeah.
up. Pretty cool.
You're watching
Like,
Twister.
yeah, you're watching Twister. They're living it. Like you're much in a much better situation. Check it out, mini fridge, fun. Anyway, so like,
Dude, also I remember vaguely hearing this too that like Europeans like when they came to America they didn't but like they would describe tornadoes and like Europeans didn't think it was a real thing. They thought it was like a made up like yeah, just like Paul Bunyan. The sky comes down and swirls everything up. Yeah, right,
tornadoes
buddy.
is it's the most far fetched sounding natural disaster. Like every other storm, you're like a hurricane, you're like, oh, it's just a super bad storm. Or like a tsunami, you're like, it's a super big wave. Like it's just a bigger version
Exactly.
of something you already know. But you don't really have
Right.
like, yeah, I guess you know wind, but it's such a far cry from from wind to tornado.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be like, yeah, yeah. Every once in a while in the summer, every guy just comes in his pants. Weirdly enough, you're like, what? Like,
What?
yeah, it's this weird weather condition. It has to do with air pressure. You're like, what?
I think.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm trying to come up with a pun on summer solstice, summer whole fist,
Summer
or you know,
solstice,
yeah. I'm trying to piece it together. The summer equinox. Um,
equinox. I like that.
I don't know, something like that. Some a little something something. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of things that bothered me about the movie. Like, also, one of the two main characters, he's this like kind of YouTuber storm chaser guy where he's like howling out the window while he's driving into the tornadoes, and then he puts down these like clamp things or these drill things so the tornado doesn't suck him up, and then he's shooting fireworks off into the tornado. Like, it's very over the top, and you're like, oh, this guy's a douchebag. And then the next scene, he's like, I really think you need to put more work into this thing with this girl. And they're like teaming up. And the only reason she decides to pursue her dream is because this guy was like, you should go for it. And it's like, you hated him 8 seconds ago. And also, one of her friends survived the original tornado at the beginning. And there was like a little tension, but then nothing else happened. There was like a bunch of plot lines that I felt weren't really explored at all. Like the main bad guy in the movie, there's like this guy who's buying up the land for pennies after the tornadoes come through from the victims, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But they have him in like the background of two shots, and they talk about him in one scene. And it's like that was definitely supposed to be like a main plot point. That it's just kind of like, yeah, this guy's kind of working with him.
but
Like,
also like that doesn't work in a natural disaster movie. That works if in like a Scooby Doo movie. If he's scaring people off the land or
yeah,
he's dumping like oil, but like he isn't making more tornadoes. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, he has. These people have a legitimate reason to leave. Like their house is gone.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Do you
I
think
don't
you
know.
can get tornado insurance?
Yeah, I mean, there's flood insurance. There has to be tornado insurance. I bet it's pricey though because it could be like a lot of money that you need to claim.
Right.
You know, if it's
They're
a
like,
fatter
okay,
tornado.
we just need your. You should have gotten a document proving you have tornado insurance. The person's like, the tornado kind of took that away.
It
They're
was in
like,
the lockbox.
oh,
Where's the lockbox?
yeah.
It's on the roof of the fire department right now. Actually, I think it's where.
Like, oh, sorry, we can't process your claim. That was actually a cyclone, not a tornado.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, yeah. What's also
there was
great in the movie, they're like the town where they make their final stand against the tornadoes at the end. Um, there's like the tornado coming, and like I said, like nobody has any kind of tornado preparedness, and they're like, we need to get to the tornado shelters, and they're like, they're filled up. It's like they filled up. Shouldn't they be
yeah.
able to accommodate? Nobody else has a basement, and they're like, we need to go to that antique movie theater, and immediately like the roof of the antique movie theater gets pulled off, and it's like, yeah, duh. Like, why would you go to that giant building that doesn't have a basement? Like, I know that. I live in Maryland. I've never seen a tornado. Like,
Also, knowing movie theaters, they definitely be like selling concessions during the tornado
yeah,
too.
yeah. That would,
Popcorn.
and here's your change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gone,
yeah.
you know?
I gave it to you, so
I
no.
did. Technically, you touched it. Your pinky touched it. I saw it.
I got a. Are you cool for switch topics real quick? I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
we've
No, I'm.
sucked this one dry.
Yeah, like a
um,
tornado.
what do you think about this? I've been thinking about this. So I live in the city, right? It's a lot of parallel
Right.
parking. Every once in a while, I'll like tap someone's car, right, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
leave like a tiny little, like tiny little mark. I've
We got his
always
ass.
I've always left a note. I always leave a note because I always feel horrible when I'm like,
Yeah.
you know. But every time it's happened 3 times, and every 3 times they're like, we can't even. I wouldn't have even noticed it. Do you think it's okay for me to stop leaving a note, and why? Go ahead, Al.
Well, I
If
think
it's very small.
I think the note protects you. I
Right.
do. You know, it shows you're a man of ethics, especially if there's cameras nearby. I saw something on like it was like a meme or whatever, and it was a note left on somebody's car, and it's like, I hate your car, and somebody saw it, so I'm pretending to leave a note, but fuck you, you'll never catch me. Like, that's awesome.
Jesus
But
Christ!
yeah, yeah. But no,
What a
I mean,
dick.
like I to be honest, if I tap somebody's car while I'm parallel parking, I evaluate the status of the car before I determine whether or not I'm going to leave a note. Like if the car's beat to shit, I'm
Dude,
like, I'm not leaving a fucking note on this
I did
thing.
I did have I did have that happen to me one time at Towson where I like it was very tight parking and
Mm-hmm.
I 100% hit a guy's car like very slightly. It was maybe like an inch mark or whatever. And I left a note. I did the right thing. He was like, "Thank you so much for leaving the note." I took her to the garage. You're saying they have to replace the entire bumper. It's probably going to be about 2 grand. And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And
Yeah.
like I I had to like it was like a whole thing where I'm like, dude, like I scratched your car. Like I'll give you like a couple $100 if you want, but like that's not 2 grand worth of like someone else did that. You know what I mean?
What
That
kind of
wasn't
car was it?
I don't remember, but it was an okay. It wasn't like a beat up car, but you know,
Well, yeah, because I don't know if you know this. I worked in the collision repair industry, and a bumper
right.
replace can cost 2 grand, but it normally doesn't. And also, if you just left the 1 inch mark, the bumper shouldn't have to be replaced unless it fucked up, like where it attaches. Where do you hit it?
Like on the side, like he didn't say it
Mm,
had to be reattached. It was like a detailing job. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it just was needed like a little bit of paint or whatever. You know?
yeah,
I'm like, what
yeah. I
the
mean,
fuck?
even yeah, that seems a little excessive to me. Although some cars do have expensive fucking bumpers. Like if you want to buy a bumper for a Range Rover, it's like $3,500.
This was not
It's
a Range Rover.
Yeah, yeah.
No. But
Dude,
that's
Range
what you
Rovers
get.
fucking suck. I don't know if you've ever driven one. They are horrible cars.
I don't have any ranges
To
to rove.
rove. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'd use the car for.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
Also, like Range Rovers are super expensive, but they don't look like very expensive cars. You know what I mean?
yeah, they just look like Explorers or something. Like they're not
Like
that great, or
if
like
you
a
see a
Jeep.
Charger, that looks like that isn't even like that crazy expensive, but that looks fucking sick. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Or a Hellcat.
A Hellcat.
Get your get your Hellcat.
Yeah,
Join the military, buy a Hellcat.
I've never. I don't know what a Hellcat is. I'm very religious. I would never buy anything from hell. How about a Heaven Cat?
Dude, I will say, speaking of taking religious stuff like that like super seriously. Some it's I didn't realize there was like this brand of religious people still around, but when somebody makes like a joke about like the devil, or it'll be a clip of like Sam Smith dressing up like the devil, and everybody in the comments is like, he won't be laughing when he's in hell, and it's like, all right, like chill,
Yeah,
dude. So many people are like,
God's gonna be like, hey, you're a great person, but at one time
yeah,
you dressed up like
it's
the
not.
devil. That's it.
It's it's not even the devil costume. It's just those Spanx looked horrible on you. Like God's
He's
just like
also
a
like, that's
diva.
you. Sam's like, wait, that's what the devil looks like, and God's like, that's exactly what the devil looks like too.
I mean,
You guys have been nailing it.
I don't know who did your costumes, but that guy knows
Yeah.
somebody. Like, uh,
Uh,
no, I do like
Do you think
the
there's?
idea of God being like a little judgy. You know, when you
Yeah.
get up there, he's like,
Oh.
not it, Queen. Like,
Uh, do you think that if there is hell, do you think that there's like minor hell, like instead of if you murder someone, like yeah, you get tortured for all time, but like if if you're just kind of a dick, like you just you you always have to wait a long time at the grocery store, you know.
mm, yeah, no, I do well because they're supposed to be the levels of hell, right? Isn't that what like the whole Diablo series is about? Is like the different.
Yeah, that's Dante Alighieri in the Divine Comedy.
Of course, of course. So, yeah, like if you like steal a Snickers bar and you go to hell for it, is it like your Snickers bars will be stolen for all of
Yeah,
eternity? It's like,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
let's get its Wix. I don't know. It doesn't seem.
This is literally. Hey, you know what? You know what? Maybe if you're a bad person, you live in a world where Donald Trump becomes president.
Hot button issue.
I went there.
He went
I
there.
went there.
Edgy, edgy, and edging. That's Parker
Yeah,
Brown.
I'm kind of like an edgy comic. I'm kind of edgy, dude. I've been trying to do this birdhouse bit. No one likes it. I think it's
Oh,
good, but
go off. Let me hear it.
it's. I was driving up to Church of Satire in PA, and as you drive up there, there's a. I saw like outside of a house, there's a sign that says "Rustic Bird Houses.
Oh yeah, you
Inquire
did tell me
inside."
this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll just do it real quick. And then Trump 2024, which is like, yeah, election's over. But you know, what's a rustic birdhouse? What have you ever seen a birdhouse that's like super complicated? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
super fussy. No one likes that. No one likes that bit at all. No one. Everyone
Well,
fucking hates that bit. I'm like, but it's good.
I
But
don't know if
it's
I talked
true.
about this in the last episode. I might have. Ooh, big old thunder crack. Um, but I want to do like a bit about the guy who came up with honorary degrees because I think honorary
Okay.
degrees are such a ridiculous thing. It's like they were talking, they're like the school board is having their meeting. They're like, all right, we're sending the degrees, the list of degrees off to the printer. You know, obviously we got to get degrees to the people who paid for it and take classes. And then one guy's like, yeah. But did you hear Kid Cudi's new album?
I like that a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Man on the
yeah.
Moon's crazy. Like,
Whoa. Day
yeah,
and night?
yeah, dude, Pursuit
That.
of Happiness changed my fucking life.
Woo! Pursuit of
Like,
Happiness
you hear the
dubstep
Steve Aoki
remix? Oh
remix?
my.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't like. I don't know. I think it's so
That's
funny,
good.
and also just about Kid Cudi specifically because I was looking up for this bit. I was looking up uh people who have. I was hoping Tony Hawk got one because I wanted to do like a Tony Hawk landed a
Right.
900, and you're worried about some nerd with a women's studies degree, like, but no, yeah, Kid Cudi he got an honorary degree in fashion. I'm like, nobody knows him for fashion. Like,
Right. If they give that to Kanye, that would make sense, but, you
yeah,
know.
Kanye's a
How
fashion
about
king.
dishonorary degrees? Where it's
Yeah,
like, you're
I
really
do wonder if
smart?
any. Yeah, has anybody had
Y-
their honorary degree rescinded?
Yeah. Kanye got one rescinded, I think. I
Did
think
he?
Trump got one rescinded. Yeah. Which is hilarious, too. That
I
fake
do.
degree we gave you, we're
Yeah,
taking that back.
yeah. Okay, I still have it. Like, I'm not giving the piece of paper back.
That's like when
Like,
OJ got his
it would be. I
Heisman
like the
Trophy
idea of.
rescinded.
Yeah, I like the idea of somebody getting like an honorary degree, but just in something super random and unrelated to what they do. They're like, we want to give one to Denzel Washington. Oh, for acting. We were actually thinking biology. If he could get a biology honorary degree. Oh, Did you lose me for a second there?
You're a little
Check,
shaky. You're a little shaky. I'm not gonna
check.
lie.
Yeah, no, we're
We
back. I
good.
lost connection for a moment.
Or how
Um,
about this honorary degrees to actors, but it's just for like roles they played. Like they don't understand that they were acting. You know what I
oh,
mean? Like
yeah.
the guy from A Beautiful Mind. Like he gets like an honorary degree in math. You know what I mean? He's like, I didn't actually do any math.
Yeah, no. We saw Apollo 13. Tom Hanks, good news.
Um,
Congrats on
how
being an
about
aerospace
How about
engineer.
dishonorary degrees though? How about that?
Yeah.
Where it's like you're really good at something, but you're a little twisted. You know,
Okay.
like like Pablo Escobar would get a dishonorary degree in business. We're like, you are
Oh.
good at business, but you better watch yourself. You're on a thin ice.
You're good at business, but you're not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, good news, Tony. Oh, also, related kind of to both things that we've been talking about. So his name's James Gandolfini, right? The guy who plays Tony Soprano. That's right. Okay,
Right.
Jackie was watching Real Housewives of New Jersey the other day, like an older episode, and in the middle of it, I'm in the kitchen and I hear this woman go, "Yeah, I fucked James Gandolfini in college," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And she just kept talking about it. It was before he died too, and I was like, "Damn, you're just like dropping this in the middle of an episode." She's like, "I fucked him. One thing led to another. It was before all this, Tony Soprano stuff." I was like, "All right." She was like, "He was so handsome and charming." I'm like, I don't know if handsome was the
Yeah.
case at any
He looked
point.
like the ogre from Shrek, dude.
Yeah, yeah, and I've seen
Would,
old pictures of him. He looked the same, but with a slightly stronger hairline. Like, are you fucking
so you want
kidding
me to
me?
rescue this princess? You give me this fucking donkey, you're getting on my fucking nerves. No.
I really need to watch The Sopranos. I have heard nothing but good things.
It's literally the best TV show of all time. I tried
Yeah.
watching everyone else. There's this other one called Deadwood that people
Mm.
keep saying are good, but it's a cowboy movie. I mean, a
Hmm.
cowboy TV show. And uh, the one thing that's cool is, do you know the guy that owns the hotel from the John Wick movies? Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
He's like one of the main characters. He like owns a brothel
Hmm.
bar thing, and he's like kind of the villainous business guy. And that's not a spoiler. That's like the first
Yeah.
episode. You find that out. Um, but no, cowboy shit just sucks. The only good cowboy
Yeah.
stuff is stuff with Clint Eastwood in it. That's the only good cowboy stuff.
100%.
Everything else is just like, wasn't it crazy back then in the Wild West? They were
They had to go on
drinking.
down to the brook for water.
Right, right.
Imagine that, not having any cup for your water.
There are so many horses. It's like, I don't care. I
I
have
do like that.
cars.
I do like that actor that you're talking about, though. He's also an actor that has like been in a lot of movies I've liked throughout my life. Like he was the bad guy in the first Cody Banks movie. Then
Really?
yeah, so he's a bad guy in the first Cody Banks movie. Then he's the stepdad in Hot Rod, and then he's in John Wick. So it's like at each point in from when I was like elementary school, middle school, high school, like it was. I mean, I was out of high school when John Wick came out, but still, he's been like just sneaking around in films that I've loved throughout my life. Do you ever see
I
Cody
lo-
Banks? You ever see those
of course, of course. I don't
classics?
remember any of it. I don't remember a single fucking thing about it. But
I know the
yeah,
first one is about some kind of like nanobots or something that
they're real big into nanobots back then.
yeah, I don't know what's happened with nanobots since then, but I feel like it's not nearly as much as early 2000s movies were to lead me to believe.
The other movie that I feel like we rented from Blockbuster multiple times was Time Stoppers, the one where they had the little watches that could stop
Mm,
time. Did you ever see that
yeah,
one?
I don't think I did actually.
That's another good one.
I remember that there was a Disney movie called Minutemen where
Okay.
they could go back in time. They created a time machine.
Hey, that's what the ladies call me now.
Oh, oh, hey,
Oh.
you're a 2 minute man at least, my friend. I tell you, like, but
Uh,
yeah, no, that minute, yeah, it was Minuteman. I'm trying to think of other classics. A Master of Disguise is a classic from that
Master of
era.
Disguise. Fucking amazing movie.
I love how they were like, yeah, Dana Carvey can do a lot of voices. What if we just had him do all of them with like kind of a plot? And they were like, all right, like, badass.
Turtle. I'm the turtle. And then he just played a turtle or whatever. A turtle
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. They're like, we
Fucking.
need to be a discreet character. I should have a suit that's a shell.
Yeah.
It's like,
And the
oh,
bad guy from that I remember is Data from Star Trek The Next Generation.
yeah, yeah. He's pretty good. I do think that movie's fun.
Yeah. I'm
That's a
I'm
classic.
rewatching right now the Star Wars prequels. The first one is literally unwatchable. I had to skip it. The CGI is so bad. Like
Yeah,
it's
dude, it is,
literally
and you don't remember it being. It's kind of funny because George Lucas went back and updated like the special effects in the original three with the early 2000s special effects or late 90s, early 2000s special effects that they had for the prequels.
yeah.
But now I feel like they need to do that with the prequels again. Like they need to like go back and touch it
Yeah.
up.
I'll be honest though, the second one though isn't as bad. The second one's watchable at least, but the first one it's like This is like a bad '90s video game, dude. Like this
Have
is
you seen
insane.
what the when Mace Windu when he kills Jango Fett? Have you seen the original clip? Like what it was going to be?
No.
Oh, he like chops off all his limbs and like slices him in half and then decapitates him instead of just decapitating him. And they're like, "That's too much. We'll just go with the beheading."
Say what again? No, no, no.
Say what? I double dogged it.
I double dare you.
Um, but yeah, no. So the prequels, I rewatched Phantom Menace when I was maybe in like ninth or 10th grade, and I remember my takeaway was that it was like a fun movie, but it didn't feel very Star Warsy.
Right.
Because like pod
I,
racing is sick.
yeah,
Darth Maul is badass.
and that's like another thing that kind of stands out is like I feel like a lot of the set pieces are kind of like for toys and stuff. You know,
That's a good thought. Yeah, because
like
I feel like
this.
the toys with the first movie, because the first movie like wasn't big at first, and then it kind of like built momentum. Um, but yeah, I like my dad had a shit ton of the original Star Wars action figures and stuff when he was a kid, and like the original Millennium Falcon and all that stuff. Um, and yeah, I feel like they realized how much they could really merchandise and get toys with them. And so in the later movies, they're like, we need a big lizard dude with floppy ears. We're going to call him Jar Jar Binks. Although, have you
Right.
seen the stuff where Jar Jar Binks was originally going to be like the Sith guy? He was going to be.
Yeah,
It would have been so cool. It would have been so much better.
that would have been awesome.
Like if he's this goofy, bumbling idiot. I had a Jar Jar Binks soap dispenser. I might still have it at my parents' house. It's like shaped like his
I
head.
I still remember Pizza Hut had like Jar Jar Binks cups. You could get a Darth
Yeah,
Vader pizza, which was like with pepperoni or something.
they just burn
And
it.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think that had come out yet, but like pepperoni was supposed to be the dark side of pizza,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which
They still
I'm sh-
like they're still branding stuff like that. I just in a convenience store yesterday they had like Oreos and it was like dark side or light side and like when you opened it it was either blue filling or red filling. And I was like,
I don't
whoa.
want blue or
Oreos
red filling in
yeah, Oreos
Oreo.
are already good.
Yeah.
Because they're fine. Don't do that. People are gonna buy them either way. I wasn't like, oh, blue or red filling, hot damn. Like
I did know that America was on the path of degeneracy when they came out with the quadruple stuffed Oreo. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
There's a
like
quadruple stuff. I've seen
there's the
mega
double.
stuff.
Well, because what people used to do is they take the double stuff and they combine two together, and then they came out and they just did that for you already. And it's like, no, dude, you
Yeah.
that's too easy.
I will say double stuff is definitely my upper limit for filling on an Oreo. I think they nailed it round one. I just like the classic. The double
Right.
stuff is fun as a treat, but I also kind of like the choose your own adventure of the original. Like you could make it a double stuff if you so chose.
Were
But
you a dunker? Did you ever dunk them in milk? I never dunked them in
I
milk.
was not a dunker.
I think dunking stuff in milk is like completely made up.
Yeah, I've heard like and people are, like they dip stuff in coffee. Like I've heard of people dipping donuts in coffee.
I get like a biscotti in
Yeah,
coffee. I get some stuff in coffee because that adds like another flavor to it. But like milk doesn't add a ton of flavor. Like who eats a cookie and is like, oh, these are too hard. We just
yeah.
soften them up.
Also, I feel like Oreos make the least sense to dunk because they already have a cream element to them.
Exactly.
You're double
Yeah.
creaming, you know. I
Too
don't
much
know.
cream.
Yeah, but so have you only watched Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace so far, or have you watched Revenge of the Sith too?
I'm in the middle of Attack of the Clones.
Hmm. Revenge of the Sith, I think, is legitimately good. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, actually.
Right.
But Count Dooku is awesome.
Count
Also,
Dooku's
all this
awesome.
the Siths in the prequels are like some of the best ones too, because
But
Count
also
Dooku.
just Natalie Portman coming out and being like, "We can't be together," and she's wearing like a BDSM outfit from like a
Yeah,
BDSM club.
yeah,
It's like, well, wear a fucking smock then,
yeah. How about
lady.
a
Like,
turtleneck? Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we can't be together. Oops, I spilled my drink.
We can't be together, but can you help me put my bra on real quick? You
Yeah,
know,
it's
it's
really
like,
hard to clasp in the back because it's barbed wire. Like,
It's like
dude,
Jesus.
yeah. What's your number one Star Wars movie?
I'd probably go A New Hope is probably my
Mm.
favorite. I feel
It's
like
it's the
that's
most standalone of the
right,
films.
right.
I
And
do love Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is good, but people always say it's the best one, but it's a setup movie too.
Yeah, it's the
It's
best
the
in the
alley
context of the series.
and Return of the Jedi is pretty good, but there are a couple things in there where you're like, okay, another Death Star.
Yeah, yeah, dude, they keep building them. Like there's several Death Stars throughout the series. It is. I mean, I understand it's like a laser to blow up planets, but it is wild how like they're like we need to rule the galaxy, but first we need a sick fucking base. Like we need something cool we can move around. It's basically a big spherical RV. Like that's what we need as we hurtle through the galaxy.
Yeah, yeah, dude, I could fit a mattress in here. Yeah,
It would be so funny if it's like this nice state of the art Death Star, and then Palpatine's like, "Check out the room. I got shag carpet on the ceiling."
we got
Like,
satellite TV.
yeah, yeah. Come on, 36 channels. Like, oh
All right, my dog is starting to look at me like he needs to go out. Unfortunately,
hell yeah. Well, hey,
um,
glad we could do this. Glad
yeah,
we're
glad we could do
still
this
good.
too, man.
Yeah. I'll try maybe to get to you on Saturday before the film, before the movie with Tommy and the gang. And maybe we can drive over and do one en route if that
That'd be
works for
dope.
you. I think the movie's at 1.
That'd
So,
be cool. All right, perfect, dude. See you around. I can't wait to see the new cut in person.
oh yeah, aerodynamic. But all
Aerodynamic.
right, man. Well,
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later. Have a good one. Enjoy
Talk
the
to you later.
walk with
Have
the
a good one,
dog.
dude.
So
All
yeah.
right. Peace.